Well, as you could tell by the pretty dramatic intro there, I probably put together in about 10 seconds. This is first episode of Destination Duna. And honestly, I just want to get right into the swing of things here with the launch of the R1 sounding rocket. As it touches down, right back at the KFC, I'd say this launch was a success. Now the eventual plan is going to be to launch it from an aircraft. Speaking of that aircraft, let's see it. I hope you guys didn't mind the kind of cinematic intro. I was learning about the camera tools mod, so as you can see here, I decided, hey, let's bring in for a landing. Then I was going too fast, and well, I decided to get a couple more cinematic shots. Let's let Tangard Kerman try this thing out. Now, it is missing the ailerons on its wing, so it was very clunky. It turns like a boat. But there's a 30 part limit in the spaceplane hangar, and I had to make room for that atmospheric sounding pod, which is that little hump you see behind the cockpit. Just look at that fly over right there. See, eventually the plan is we're gonna air launch some sounding rockets, so I just want to see what it could do. Look at that. It goes into a steep, steep dive right here. Tangard pulls probably good 3 Gs, and this can't do much because it's not very maneuverable. He almost hits the ground. He manages to pull up. Now we almost missed the runway, and you'll kind of see we did miss it after this. But again, this thing turns like a boat. It cannot steer, it cannot do anything. So we are going to add some ailerons. Maybe swap that rotary engine out for like a jet engine later down the line. As you can see, Tangard misses the runway, lands in the grass, bounces a little, throttles down. As Tangard exits her aircraft, I'm now going to explain the next flight that will happen. Now, the R2 sounding rocket is going to be our first shot at escaping the atmosphere and returning science. Whoa, what happened there? Well, I think it's self-explanatory. The rocket began to pitch down after launch, eventually going so fast that the parachute couldn't deploy. My leading concern was that the science was causing too much drag, as demonstrated in this animation. As a solution to this, I added some bigger wings and tweaked the upper stage's spin stabilization to keep it pointed up. Speaking of, let's cut to that next launch. So I'm just going to narrate over this here. As you can see, we still have the same issue of it pitching. It was even worse this time though, because these fins, they didn't have any control surfaces, they were just fins. The spin stabilization still didn't work. So we just staged the science module, deployed the chute, realized, hey, I'm not going to get anything, why wait? So we cut the chute as it plummeted down the seas of Kerbin. This second flight here proved that the main issue was the camera, so I decided to just remove it, and I'll let the next flight just kind of speak for itself on how well it went. That was a textbook ascent right there. Didn't pitch whatsoever, just kept going straight up. As we break through the atmosphere and way to space, I'm going to begin a roll program here. I'll just let you enjoy the rest. And just like that, the R4 breaks through the atmosphere, reaching space, experiences weightlessness for about 5 minutes before re-entering. Descending through the sky above Kerbin, the R4 undergoes some pretty severe re-entry heating that is quickly brushed off by its reinforced hull. Looks like it's going to go into free fall for a bit before we can deploy the main chutes and let it come home. Descending near a small town on Kerbin. We did it. Even though the science module received some crazy damage, we still recovered the parachute, which was in space. I'd say that the R4 was a success. And as the sun falls behind the mountains above the KSC, I'd say today was a pretty successful day. And I'm really excited to see what's to come with this series. If you are excited to see too, like and subscribe. I'm not gonna beg, I'm not one of those people. But I just think stuff like this is a lot of fun. So just let me know what you think in the comments. I guess that's the end. Thanks for watching.